Hi, real quick before we get started in the video, I wanted to do a little background information about VIP cross stitch. This kit that we're gonna be doing, that I'm starting European Town, it came to me from VIP cross stitch as a PR package, and I just want to let you know that it's because of them that we are able to do this. Some of the things that you might, I'd like you to go check out VIP Cross Stitch. They have on their website, they have a drop-down menu. I don't know if I can get this in there very well, but they have a drop-down menu where you can look at all the different categories that you can look at their new cross-stitch patterns. They are all about cross-stitching. They have, you can search by the best-selling ones, the cross stitch. They have all kinds. They even have 9 count, 11 count, 14 count, 16 count, 18 count. They have stamped, they have counted, whatever, and then you can break it down by your price range also. They have different price categories that you can look at. And they break it down into 3 of the brands that they carry. And there's all different kinds of things there for you to look at. You can spend quite a bit of time there looking, and they're all budget friendly. It's really amazing. You know, even these kits that seem expensive, like this one, it may seem like it costs, I believe, I hate to be wrong, but I think it was around $39. But just the threads alone is probably worth more than that. There's a lot of thread in that kit. And so, you know, you've got a good feel there. So stay tuned, and the Stitch With Me is coming right up. Hi, my friends. Welcome to the Diamond Painting Effect with Cori. I'm Cori, and we're here for a Stitch With Me today. And I'm so excited. It has been a long-awaited Stitch With Me because I finally get to start European Town. European Town is a cross stitch that I got from VIP Cross Stitch. They sent it as a PR package for me to share with you guys. It is an 11 count, 222 centimeter long by 45 centimeters wide. And so this is a massive project I'm undertaking, but I'm excited to do it. And I'd love to have you guys along for that journey. And so I'll be starting it today, and I'll let you look at the kit just a little bit before I get started. This is the booklet. It has a booklet that has 20 pages in it. And if you can see it's very clear. You can see the images very well. And this is, I don't know, it's nice glossy type paper that's sturdy. And this is the kit. This is the Ada cloth that it's printed on, and it's this one is 11 count. I don't know what you call this. I call it canvas just because of my diamond painting area of my life. They call that a canvas, but I'm not sure exactly what you call this pre-printed fabric. This is my threads. I don't like working from they have them all on big long floppy threads, cardboard, and I don't enjoy working from that. But you don't need to do this when you start a kit. I may be the only person that does this, I don't know, but I changed it. I moved them over to floss drops. I got these from Amazon, and they're actually jewelry for people that sell jewelry. They're cards, and the reason I like these is I put a little portion of the picture of the European town on the front, so I can always know which ring this goes to. And then I copied the pattern, the page from the book of all the threads and the colors, and use that on the side to mark it. I have a sticker maker that I do that with. And what these are is they are jewelry cards to sell a necklace earring set. And I punched this hole right here for the threads to go through. But the other thing I like about this is if I have a partial thread, I can take it up here and park it on either side here. And it's just easier to do that than to get it back into here. So that's how I've done it. There were, I believe it was 66 colors. Let's see, 34, 65 colors there were. And I went ahead and I know I was talking the other day, I thought I got them all onto 2-string, but this is the overflow of the colors. I have a good amount over here of each of these colors, and so these are just, when I run out over here, I have some on this third ring to go to. I didn't use as big of a ring for this one because it will probably stay in the kit most of the time. And this one, I have a little spot where I hang them by my chair while I'm stitching. And so that's how I do my floss drops when I'm starting a kit. And I have all different kinds of floss drops. This isn't the only way I do it, but that's how I did this kit. And I'm gonna pause you now while maybe I'll see. I don't know how much I can show you of the whole entire canvas, quote unquote, but I am going to we'll give it a go, see what I can get for you on here. As you can see, it's quite big. I know I'm not going to be able to even get the width on here because it's so close up. I think all I can do with my phone is get it closer. I can't get it further out. But I will probably, I think Laura started on this house. I think that's where I'm going to do. Natalia started at the opposite end. And I don't know, I might do that too. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out together. But I don't know if you're even getting a good image of this. If you want to go back, I was able to show it on the unboxing of this. I believe that was on last Wednesday, and I'll link it below also if you want to see the unboxing of this pattern. So yeah, because I don't think this close up you can get any. I'm trying to do at least the skyline so you can see the different houses. But this goes on forever, and I keep bumping the camera, and it just goes on and on and on. And I really hope to finish this someday and get it displayed. I mean, something like this deserves to be displayed. So I am going to wrap it back up, and I am gonna put you on pause for a minute while I get it all ready for me to sew. Y'all don't need to watch me struggle here. I'll be back. Okay, what I have chosen, I've chosen the kind of in the bottom left corner. I've chosen this color number 46, which is color number, I believe it's 986. 989. It's color 989. It's a light green color, and I'm just gonna start stitching. I'm gonna kind of roll this up. It kind of needs to be scrunched a little bit. I'm gonna try to find the right edge of this little pool of color right here. And there's a good area right here for me to cover, and that's what I'll do. I am a stitcher that when I do my Stitch With Me, I do them from my recliner and in my bedroom, and I have to, it's important for me to keep my back and neck straight. So I can't do, I can't go at a table and have it flat. Like you guys, I know you can see better that way than this way, but it's very hard on my back when I do that. And I'm doing this for enjoyment, and so I don't want to cause more injury to my back and neck. It's a fragile thing that happens right there, and so I do everything I can to keep it solid so I can keep on going. So I am, a little bit about me, I have a lot of new subscribers recently, and I believe I owe that to Laura over at Stitching and Laura. Thank you so much for doing shout outs for me, Laura. It really is. I'm watching my channel grow. I hope people stay and stick around. It just floors me that I forgot to check this morning, but yesterday when I checked, I was almost to the 400 mark already, and I was like, 400 subscribers. I'm like, why? How is this happening? And so it's just blowing my mind that this is happening, and I want to thank you guys for coming out over and subscribing. It warms my heart, and I hope I can keep you guys happy, keep y'all coming back. I started my channel because I'm an avid diamond painter. I was an avid diamond painter, I guess I should say that now, and I had nobody to share my craft with. And my family and friends thought it was cool, they thought it was neat, but nobody even thought they wanted to try it. You know, I had a few friends that have, you know, along the way, but I was so excited about it. I wanted to share what I was doing, so I started my channel. During COVID, I kind of quit. My channel just was kind of dormant because of my back and neck injuries. I was not able to diamond paint for a while there. I just was able to do very little. As my back has healed, I've been able to do more and more, and you know, I can diamond paint a little bit at a time now, but not as crazy as it used to be. I mean, I would sit all day, have it flat on the table, and diamond paint. That's all I would do, and I was obsessed with it, and I could crank them out back then. And it kind of breaks my heart that when I start diamond painting now, I will not be cranking it out, because it takes a while. The setup that I have to do I can do it, but the setup is kind of cumbersome. It's not easy to get up and down from it. And like I said, I have to keep my back flat against the back of the chair while I diamond paint. And so I can do it that way. And as you can see, I'm struggling right now because all that fabric is all over there. So I'm going to give up and have to pull that, get it out. Get it back over here. I missed a stitch right here. So I'm trying to get backwards to that. But anyway, I started watching Stitching with Laura and what she's doing over at her channel, and I became really intrigued. I went and watched Ava over at Stitching in the Inner Lake, and she was doing stamped cross stitches too, and I thought I might like to try that because I did cross stitch. I'm 62 years old now, but when I was in my 20s, I did do cross stitching. I was self-taught and did, kind of knew a few rules, quote unquote, because we know rules are only what you make them for yourself. So with cross stitching, but I became frustrated when I had my son. It became more difficult, and I just became frustrated with my inability to count properly, and I was always messing up, and I just got frustrated with it, and so I kind of gave up on it. I kept all my stuff for a long time, but I eventually gave away most of it for all my cross-stitching stuff. I believe I do have some back in my craft room, but right now my craft room is everybody that comes around my house puts their stuff in there. So now it's just a big junk storage room. So it's hard to find anything. So that's how I came to doing the stamp cross stitch. And since I got back into the stamp cross stitching, I've also been dabbling a little bit with the counted cross stitch, and so I'm doing a little of that right now. I've got about 4 projects started. I have a heaven and earth design. Well, I have a bunch of heaven and earth patterns, but I have one in particular that I'm working towards beginning. I've gotten the fabric and some of the threads, and I'm just waiting to get more of the threads and try to decide how I want to tackle it. Ideally I would love to get one of those frames that will hold it will hold it up in front of you from my recliner, and see if I can learn to stitch that way. But I don't know. I think those kind of things are rather expensive, so I'll probably end up stitching in hand like I am doing now. When I stitched before, I was a hoop. I put my cross stitch in the hoop, but I found with these stamp cross stitches, it's just easier to do it in hand. Especially on the 11 count, the fabric is bulkier, and it's just easier to hold it. But when I work on my counted cross stitch, I like to have it in a hoop, because it just makes it easier to keep track of my counting. So I've got those projects going. When I do these stitch with bees, I usually talk a tiny bit about cross stitching and what I'm doing in my crafting part of my world, and I also do a little bit about what's going on in my real life. And we're following the travels of my son Daniel, who is a truck driver. And last time we talked, I talked about how his truck was having trouble, and they were trying to see if they could fix it without being too expensive. And Saturday, they finally came to the conclusion they were going to have to break down and go the expensive route. So he's going to be down and out for the count for about at least till Wednesday. So not only is it costing him money, he's not making any money in the meantime. This, if you'll notice, they have an orange and the red right close to each other. And after a while, your eyes start going crazy, thinking you're seeing things, and I'm scared I'm gonna stitch over one of those orange ones instead of the red color. I am using 2 strands of thread on this. I'm scared of running out thread. I might do a sample stitching. I should have done that before I started, right? Should have done that. Maybe I'll do some samples. I've done most of my 11 counts with 2 strands because the first one I did with 3 strands was much too bulky, and I don't like how that one's turning out at all. In fact, I may never finish it, although I am awful close to finishing it, so maybe I will. I don't know. So my sister used to live here. She was in the process of building her house next door to mine when her husband passed away. And so she decided they went up when he got diagnosed with cancer. They moved up to Utah where his children are. And she decided to stay there after he passed away, but she recently has come to stay here, and so she's just been here for about a week. It's been so good having her here, and so my life has been kind of a bit topsy-turvy due to that. It's a happy kind of topsy-turvy, and so things are coming into balance now from that, and it's good to have her here. Right now she's staying here. I'd like her to stay here because her house really isn't ready to be living in it, but she really kind of wants to, so we'll see how that happens. But so I usually keep my stitch with me's between 20 and 30 minutes, and I think we've hit that mark now. And I want to thank you all again for coming and joining me. It overwhelms me. It touches me that y'all do come. I love your comments. Sometimes it takes me a while to get to answering them all, but I try to answer all of them. I see them all. I usually see them pretty quickly, within a day or two. I am able to read them, but I think the reason I put it off is because I really want to say profound things back to you guys, because my heart is full. I love it. I love your comments. So far, I haven't had any negative, and so you guys are awesome. I try to get to those comments quicker, and I want you all to take care so I can see you again in the next one.